All right, friends, we are going to do a really quick worksheet for color theory. Colors, how do we mix them? What colors do they make? So primary colors, we talked about the primary colors. We have yellow. I'm using these special watercolor pencils, so we're going to use these. We're only using the primary colors because we can use them to make our secondary colors. So the primary colors are always in a triangle on our color wheel. Sometimes it might be shifted this way, and so you know the other boxes are always going to be our secondary colors. It does not matter which direction you go. You could have put the red on this one. You could have put the red on that one, as long as it's in that triangle. Okay, now it matters. The yellow is going to go here, and the red is going to go here because that's what is in between this white box. So I'm going to put some red down. I'm going to go a lot lighter this time. I'm not going to press down as hard. We're going to go kind of light because we're going to use another color. Does not matter which one you put down first. The yellow, you can add a little bit more color to it because the red is a very strong color and the yellow is a light color. So we don't need as much red to make our orange. So there's our orange. Next we have red and blue, and that makes purple. So we are going to put both of those colors in here. And in this case, the blue is a stronger color, so we're going to go a little bit lighter on the color. And the red, we can make it a little bit stronger. We're going to layer that on top. And right now, it does not really look super purpley, but because these are watercolor pencils, when we put a little bit of water on this paper, it's going to be able to mix. Okay, next we have yellow and blue, and in between that is green. So again, very light with our blue, and we can put down a lot stronger color with our yellow. All right, time to add some water to this. I'm going to take a dry paintbrush, just add a tiny bit of water because this really doesn't have a lot of pigment particles. And I'm not going to paint the red. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but it's not necessary. We are going to paint our secondary colors so that they can move around a little bit. And look at that, we got a little bit of a purple. I'm going to clean off my paintbrush, wipe off the rest of it, and go in. And we're swishing back and forth, and there's my orange. Swish, swish, rub it off tiny bit because if it's too much, this is our free draw paper. This is very cheap paper. It'll fall apart with too much water. There we go. There's our green. That's pretty cool. So we're going to do the same thing over here that we did here. We're going to put the red, put the yellow, mix them there. All right, the next thing we're going to do is do primary colors and secondary colors because we really need to understand this. What are our primary colors? Yellow, blue, red. All right, secondary colors, those are the colors that mix together. So I got my orange, I have green, and I have purple. All right, you can add a little bit of water to that, even less with such a tiny space. You'll clean it off every time. Fun fact, if you mix the colors together, all the colors together, it'll make brown. Same thing over here, it'll make brown. Okay, so that's good. Warm colors. Warm colors, think about a sunset. What are the colors in a sunset? There's red in the sunset sometimes, there is yellow in the sunset, and there is orange in a sunset. There's never green or blue or purple. All right. For our cool colors, think of like a spooky haunted house. You probably wouldn't put any of those colors in a spooky haunted house. So there's my purple. I need my green. And I need my blue. All right, add my water in. So this worksheet will need your name and class code on it. It will go on the drying rack. We will, at the end, put it in our notebooks. Last thing, complementary colors. Those are colors that are opposites on the color wheel. Opposites on the color wheel is the thing that's right across. So orange and blue are opposites, yellow and purple are opposites, and green and red are opposites. When these colors are next to each other, they stand out. A lot of logos use these colors. So think of the U of M logo, that M and that orangey yellow maize color. So that's why, because they tend to stand out when they're next to one another. So I'm going to put my blue and my orange as a complementary set. And we also have green and red. Put my red down. And green. And finally, purple and yellow. Bye. Have a great day. All right, now we take our paintbrush, mix it up, mix it up, mix it up, mix it up, and mix it up. All right. We didn't do this one yet, I don't think. Okay. I think these watercolor pencils are super cool. So us doing this activity was one, to get you to have some experience with the watercolor pencils, and obviously to learn about the colors. So I didn't fill this out because I did it here, but I would like for you to do that. You're going to do the whole thing. And when you're done with this, you can free draw.